Welcome to the Dr. Random podcast. I'm Dr. Sarah, and here's the deal. We don't do boxes here. Every episode is different, every conversation has its own flavor, and no topic is off limits. If you're looking for predictable, this isn't it. But if you want real conversations, honest takes, and a touch of intellect in the best way, you're in the right place. This is Dr. Random Podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Dr. Random Podcast. I'm Dr. Sarah, and today I am super excited because I have a fellow artist on the show today with me, Demetrius Bing, and you can find him on a social handle, Art of Bing. And am I saying your first name correctly?
No, you're saying correct. Yeah.
Great. Okay. I just want to make sure. I know it's the same thing with my last name. People are like Lavaroni. It's Lavaroni.
No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So how Demetrius and I connected actually was art walk one night when I was walking around looking at all the art around Charleston, and we were at the Hagen Gallery, and yeah, so his art is amazing, as you can see. He has his art surrounding him in the background, and as a contemporary abstract artist myself, we both, I think, we have that similarity, connect on that, but we have very different styles of how we do our art. But yeah, so Demetrius, do you want to go ahead and introduce our audience to you?
Demetrius Bing, 35, local and native. I've been professional artist for about 3 years, but I've been painting for about six. This is my sixth year this year. I do abstract expressionism pieces, and I do a lot of abstracts and a lot of pieces have my colors of my emotion, a lot of trauma things, a lot of things, even just dealing with on a daily as a young black man. And my pieces, a lot of my pieces speak to that
Mm-hmm.
as my reality. Hmm.
That's lovely. And as far as I was actually going to bring up, you being a Charleston native, and you were also recently, you've been recognized in Charleston Magazine. What would you say did
Yeah.
your early start as an artist feel like for you? Like this pivot into the art world, what would you say really moved you to become an artist?
Um, I think it was more of just wanted to express something, and I didn't know how to do it in a proper way. But I always loved art. I could draw
Mm-hmm.
when I was a little boy, a little bit, but I kind of like pushed that to the side, got more into athletics, more into other sports, fashion stuff. But I loved just expression, this these feelings I just kept felt like I kept holding in. And I just started getting canvases and creating on them every day. I
Mm-hmm.
got little mini canvases from Dollar Tree, like cheap paint, little small stuff, just to see if I would really be passionate about it. Then I just started putting this fire in me. I just started doing it every day. And I created so many pieces and hung them on my own walls and stuff.
Yeah, your art is amazing. Um, and would you say that the freedom behind doing abstract expressionism as a painter, you talked about, I think you mentioned trauma and different things. So what do you feel like when you're standing in front of a blank canvas, like your creative process and your inspiration for your work? It seems like it will probably blend some raw emotion, symbolism, and color, and different textures and pop art influences. Um, do you want to
Mhm.
walk through with us that and maybe one of your pieces, like say, is it Man, Child, or Rebirth? Are those, I'm referencing those correctly as
Yes.
name things?
I've had it went out. Yeah, I've had trauma has normally been the focal point due to it's just something that's not given a microphone to, especially in my in our community all the time. It's like normally it's just shunned off as being there's something wrong, or you can play it out, or even figure it out some other type of way. Um, I'll tell you, offhand, one of my I have a piece right here. You want to talk about it? Recently just done. It's called Mother's Tears,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about I don't know if you want me to hold it up.
Sure.
A young black man's face, and you see where he's grimacing, kind of, in the
Uh-huh.
police car. If you look close, police car is his eye,
Oh, wow.
and y- yeah, you can see there's a policeman on the back of the hood with a gun, and you keep looking. It says you look at the top where it's like bars. So like basically saying like once he gets in trouble, is he knows where he's going to jail. And
Uh-huh.
basically I call it mother's tears because this is one of the most horrifying things that happens to a younger black male or something, or anybody. But
Mm-hmm.
the police have been a threat, and they don't know where, what happens to them or their selves or their life because it's in the hands of somebody else. They're supposed to be there to protect all the time and not look at them as a threat. That's why the
Mm-hmm.
chest right here has red, but it says threat, but it's
Okay.
kind of washed out. Yeah, like a
Mm-hmm.
splatter of blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful piece. Got some paint on you.
Yeah, you know how it
um,
goes.
oh yeah. Um, and it seems like, and I think I see your social media, and it seems like you're very inspired by Basquiat, his work.
Right.
Yeah. And would you say, who would you say is your favorite artist or favorite influential artist?
Um, got a couple of them. Basquiat's probably my number one,
Mm-hmm.
but I love Jackson Pollock, like
Uh-huh.
Salvador Dali. I love
Mm-hmm.
Keith Haring's messaging, and I think a lot of them had a lot of messaging in their work, and I think that's where a lot of my times with the symbolism and a lot of the phrases that I created, I got influenced by that and saw that, and I was like, okay, I can talk about my experience in my way, in my form, and
Mm-hmm.
not to piggyback on them, but I can just talk about my experiences because what their experiences was different compared to mine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hmm But yeah, definitely, yeah, he was the guy for me. He's like my Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, my favorite piece by him is, I think it's called The Italian or Italian. Do you know which one I'm talking about? It's the
I think I know
one
what you're
with the
talking
green
about.
in the background. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
hmm
That one, that's my
Yeah,
favorite by.
he. I wonder how much that is. Probably like 50 million.
Probably.
That's about
Yeah,
worth about that much. Yeah.
right? Yeah. That that's something that I find so interesting with art, especially now. And I'm not sure if you listen to my podcast on NFTs with another local artist here to Charleston. She's now in Brazil, but Fair Caggiano. And
hmm
we discussed the whole NFT thing, which is interesting. Have you had artists, not artists, well, some of them are, they claim to be fellow artists. Have you gotten a lot of emails with people reaching out saying they want NFTs of your art? I get that a lot. I'm just curious if you
For the
get those
last
emails.
for the last 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, probably like 10 a week.
Uh huh. It's
hmm
so
When it
interesting
was
because it's
really
like,
hot. I'm
mm-hmm.
sorry, it went out. There you go. I got you.
um, yeah, it's interesting getting those because it's like, okay, like at first I was like blown away. I'm like, oh, you want to pay this much, And I thought, oh, is this a scam? It's a scam, It's like,
Right,
how do you
right,
know
right, right.
if it's real or if it's a scam, with that whole thing. But she at least has a good way to navigate the whole process with her book NFT 101. But I wanted to ask you about basically full circle mean to you personally right now. Basically, full circle. What does that mean to you? And what would you say about the themes of resilient survival, intimacy, and transformation that run through your work as, a solo show for full circle? Can you talk about that?
Um, yeah, no, for sure. Full Circle it was my, I would say one of my classic, I guess if it was my first, it was my baby, it was all the emotion and feelings, the strength of doing all the pop-up shows, going to all these venues, not knowing if people appreciate your art, creating numerous nights, painting multiple pieces, being in the rain, lugging out the canvases in the rain, running. Um, Also being from close to the Navy Yard off of Union Heights, Winslow area, that's where I'm from,
Mm-hmm.
being probably 5 minutes away from there, just to go all the way where I was going to all these different events all over the low country, just to end up to have my first solo show so close to home, somewhere I used to be at all the time, at Starrett Hall, close to that, where it used to be a gym I used to go
Mm-hmm.
to. Um, and it was really for me, but it was for the community over there that I grew up in a neighborhood where there's a lot of killing, drug dealing,
Mm-hmm.
prostitution. And everybody that looked like me grew up over there, wasn't doing what I was doing. So I also felt the impact of wanting to inspire. Like, you guys that's still my age, younger than me, girls, everybody, even anybody I grew up with over there that knew who I am, uh, wanted them to be like, hey, we're doing something. It's not just for me. We're doing something positive, bringing people together. The energy of people from my neighborhood, my walk of life, bringing people from lives that never would have ever met just into one room. Like, you can feel the intensity in the room. It was a bike studio. It was called the Drop In, and I got the pleasure of from Jillian and Chandler to give me the opportunity to have my first show there.
Uh-huh.
And for the impact of the, for I guess say for my impact to see 300 plus people show up for my first solo show, something I'll
Yeah.
never forget.
That's so
I know it's
amazing.
long winded.
That's exciting. That's so amazing. And what
Yeah,
year was that again? Can you tell me what year that was?
that was
When that
2024.
2024. Okay.
2020. Yep, yep. It's 2024.
And
Mm,
do you ever feel like,
amazing.
yeah, that's just 300 people. That's a great turnout. There's actually an empty building on Meeting Street that's
Mm,
been empty for a while, and I thought, what if we got a bunch of artists together or somebody willing to invest and make it like an art studio gallery, like event space? you know, it looks like it's pretty
I
big. It's on
didn't.
here next to Ethos, and I thought, oh, that's like I see it all the time, and it's like it bugs me because I'm like, I feel like we need to get together as artists in the community, maybe do something with that.
No, I mean this. I'm all about community, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue is just getting us all together,
Yeah.
but and everybody on the same accord and understand that this is just bigger than just the individual, the solo thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's community. How many kids probably grew up and said, "I want to do something." I don't know. It want to be creative. I had a couple ideas what I wanted to do after I felt like I tried to reach my goals to get where I get, so I can be able to give tremendously back. Um, Even like you just said with the studio, I would love to do that. I would love to own one and have
Mm-hmm.
every type of artistry in there. that you can come take classes, learn
Yeah.
from, uh,
Mhm.
and start young. Start young.
Yeah.
Like you know how learn how to sew, paint, all these different things.
That'd be
Draw.
cool. Yeah.
Right, right. But
Yeah,
everybody
so
like our style, like all the other styles.
yeah, that would be cool. It's funny you mentioned sewing. My mother and my grandmother sewed a lot. They would used to let us go pick out the what do you call, like, the however the prints are,
A
that you pick
temperature,
out an
the clothing.
outfit. Yeah, like you pick out what it's going to look like. Like say a pair of short overalls, then you pick out the fabric. I don't know. I guess
Right,
it's
right,
called
right,
the
right,
sewing
right, right, right.
pattern. I don't know. Anyways, as kids,
I don't
so
know either.
I just never got into sewing, but kudos to those who do it. So um
Yeah,
and
no. Yeah.
yeah, but really cool about, yeah, I actually have local here pillow from what's it called? Sewing Down South. That's this
Okay,
pillow
that's
here.
beautiful.
The local shop. Isn't that pretty?
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Um and yeah, I'll have to do a collaboration maybe with art on pillows. That'd be cool.
That'll
Right?
be dope. That'll be
That
dope.
would be
I love
really
that.
cool. Yeah. Um
You inspired me with that
and
one.
yeah. um yeah, that's so awesome. I love that. One thing I like too, I think about once, I can't even explain it, but sometimes I think that artists have this vibe or extra chromosome or extra atom in our body that's in there, like the creative, whatever it is, that runs through us. Because I feel like, at least for myself, you know, I loved art in high school and even before that when my grandma taught me how to paint. But then I always felt like when I was doing my legal career that like something was missing from my life. And I just felt like I was always thinking, I just want to paint. I just want to paint. And I'm so glad that I listened to that and just did it because it's so fulfilling for me and I can't explain it. I almost get like emotional talking about it. It's weird because I think when you're a true artist or creative, I don't know if you get this, but like I almost feel like I have to get in front of the canvas or I need to go out and do photography. Like there's something to
Oh
me that
yeah.
is like peaceful and serene about editing my digital photography or painting. And I'm sure you probably have the same like draw to it,
Oh yeah,
would
for
you say?
sure. Oh for sure. I know exactly what you're feeling. It's that it's almost like sugar. Like you need it. Once you then start it and you know what I mean? Like it's like you just you if you haven't done it in a while, like some days I get the itch. I'm like, oh man, it's been like 2 or 3 days. What's going on? And I gotta do
Uh-huh.
something. Even
Yeah.
if it's drawing, doodling, even just like
Yeah.
some of the little busts that I do. I like to do the busts.
Hmm.
So I've even like drawing on them and they've been really, really good and a lot of people have them in their homes. They've been selling out. But even just doing different forms on different things has been I have to get it out.
Yeah. Hmm. And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah. and it's and to me, part of it too that's so fun to me is that you can just blast your music and listen to whatever you want while you're creating. I think that's part of
Oh
one
yeah.
of the best too about being an artist.
Oh
You
yeah.
can like
That's the fun
create your
part.
environment. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
and it's something to say too, and people buy your work and support you as an artist. It's so special. It means a lot. And the fact that, thinking that your piece is going to be in their home, or maybe even if they bought it for somebody, it's like when you buy an
Right,
original
right,
piece, the original pieces are so like priceless.
right. No, man. I cried when I saw my first original. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But like you said, it's just a powerful feeling that somebody wanted to make something that you create with your hands, that they
Mm-hmm.
value it that much, that the price that you put on it,
Mm-hmm.
they found that it was enough to purchase, to put somewhere to display and show for others, or They loved it, connected to it so much.
Yeah. And yeah, it's so cool. And like how even now with like AI and everything, they're saying that like our original work as artists is just going to become more valuable because it's in our mind what we're creating and only we can do that. And then we take what's in our mind and take the brush on the canvas. And most of the time it comes out how we envision it. Sometimes it doesn't. But the fact that
Right,
whatever is there at the end is like, you know, that's you. That's your fingerprint on the world. That's your staple. There's going to be no other piece like your original. There's only one. So
right,
it just makes
right,
it so
right.
valuable. Yeah. And
No, for sure.
would you say are there any other avenues with your art that you find rewarding that maybe it sounds like I think I saw some history where you work with kids or you have a desire to possibly become a teacher. Is that still true for
Um,
you?
so yeah, yeah, I've been visiting schools for about 2 years now, like
Okay.
visiting here and there, but because I still work a full-time job. So
Hmm.
like on my off days, I would go sometimes spend the whole day, or
Hmm.
sometimes, which is the middle of the week, or I would spend a couple hours, go talk to kids, look at their creative process. Um, One thing that I think that needs to be spoke on is how hope they use more therapeutic, well, use more therapy in school to see that the creative works that they're creating is from things that they go through at home and continue
Uh-huh.
to connect those dots. So that's what I saw. Um, One little child
Yeah.
told me she was painting red over and over, and then red, orange, and then red and orange. I'm like, why you painting it like that? And she's like, one of these is for my daddy, and this is one of my mommy's boyfriend, where they argue all the time, and it stuck with
Oh.
me.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I could relate growing up, knowing about static, growing up in your home, and not knowing what to do with it.
Yeah.
You know, But I mean, I'm hit or miss, but I would also with the teacher thing, I would love to be a teacher. Um, and I also would love my career to blossom in the same way where I can travel the world and be these things. If I could do it all at once, I would love to do it.
Yeah. That,
Hmm.
and
I mean, the kids need to be heard. They need to be seen.
hmm
And we need to listen to their voice.
that's a good um yeah, that's wise. That's good advice. That's it shows that you have that's a good heart to have passion for kids. And for those of us that do have it, I think it always is hard for us to imagine not having that, you know, compassion towards
Right, right,
kids.
right,
But yeah, it
right,
is very important and should be recognized, you know. So
right.
that's great that you have that mindset. Um, and what would you say, speaking of mindset, what's been the
Hmm.
biggest mindset shift for you? Or would you say, you know, I deal with this even being Dr. Sarah, like you have imposter syndrome. Like, am I really Dr. Sarah? And do you feel like as artists, we sometimes have imposter syndrome too? Or like, wow, we're really here. Like, we're doing all this work. It is kind of like amazing that all this stuff comes out of us. And it is a gift, I feel like. You know, what are your thoughts
Mm-hmm.
on that mindset on being an artist and dealing with, you know, like they say, Andy Warhol approached his art as basically a business, which is interesting.
That is interesting. Yes, but there is we'll talk on that too. But I do have imposter syndrome, but I also realize that if you still believe that you're an imposter, you'll never grow. So I had to like also know that I've had it,
Hmm.
but it doesn't own me.
Yeah.
Like in moments that show up that I felt that things that I didn't pray for, but I still got rewarded from God, or being seen for certain things, or uh, my work being appreciated by certain people or a certain
Mm-hmm.
group or industry. Yeah, I've had imposter syndrome. Like in the last 2 years, I've been like, why me? But then also I say, why not me?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have you. It is a point where you have it, and then you start realizing like you train to do something all your life or lots of years. You train yourself not to be sure of how good you are at something. Doesn't make sense
Yeah.
because like you already know that okay, if I did this for 20 hours, if I did this for a whole year, I got to be at least a little decent.
Yes. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, and to the Warhol thing, I there is there is a part where you do have to understand that the business of art. There is a business to it. You just
Yep.
have to learn the discipline and learning that you just can't be willy nilly just in la la land because you create art into emotionally just certain parts of the works or how you feel. Somebody makes you feel all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Um,
There's gonna be a lot more thinking.
yeah. Um, I think that you just made me think of something. Um, you
Good.
said, I'm trying to think of what you just said. I'm kind of losing my train of thought. I have like a lot of things going through my head right now. That's like the artist thing in me. But I think that, yeah, like as artists, it's like, it's vulnerable being an artist because, but I
Hmm.
think you're right. Like to grow, we have to kind of get over that. We have to just create and put it out there. We kind of have to, I feel like, wouldn't you say like we have to just make that decision? Like we just got to put it out there because, you know, it's like
Right.
that
No, for sure.
that first step of putting it out there is very vulnerable and scary, and you're like, oh my gosh, like is this good enough to put out there, at least for me? And it's so nice when people are like, it is. I don't know if people give themselves like understanding how important it is as artists when they compliment our work and say it's beautiful or it's gorgeous. That's like huge, that people are
Hmm.
giving us that feedback. It's so important. Um,
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
and something really exciting I want to share with the audience is that when I met Demetrius at Hagen Art Gallery here in Charleston at Art Walk, I was with my friend and we were discussing his art, and I was just like, whoa, this is amazing. Something kind of fun and exciting on a note, if you want to share with, I know you can't go into detail, but just like a brief to share with the audience, I think it's kind of
Yeah, yeah,
fun
yeah,
with
yeah,
Outer
yeah,
Banks.
yeah, yeah. I'll say, yeah. That's a lot of stuff I already said to, and other stuff. But yeah, I say it in a nice way. So basically, I was contacted and selected for my pieces, 7 of my pieces on this final season, season 5, and it's the finale of the franchise,
Outer,
Outer Banks.
love
Yeah,
it. I love that
yeah, I'm
show.
excited about it.
It's
Yeah,
such an
it's a
exciting
really good show.
show. It's so
Right,
good.
it's cliffhanging, real cliffhanging. I love it,
Yeah,
and I love how the characters can seem so relatable.
yeah.
I
And
love it.
what do they always say? Are you a pogue, or what do they call the other kids in that show? I'm drawing a blank. I don't.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I forgot the other one. I know Poe. It's the other one. The
Uh,
Poe is more of the kids that grew up there, natives, probably not
yeah.
have probably like quote unquote like the poor kids, kind of like. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the other one. They're more like the rich kids, kind of like.
I forget what name did
And
they
it,
say. I don't know
I
why I'm
can't I
drawing a
can't think
blank
of the
right now
name.
because
And
I haven't
they ended.
watched it, so it's been a while since I watched it. I'm waiting for the new season to come out.
Me too. I'm excited.
um, but yeah, that's really fun. So if the audience is listening, yeah, Charleston's kind of fun because there's some shows that get filmed here. We have I know there's like the reality shows that are here, and then Outer Banks though is like, I don't know, it's fun. I love Indiana Jones and like all that, so I think that's why I like it too, because it's like
Right, right,
adventurous
right.
and
It's yeah.
yeah, and it kind of falls
You
into
want
line, to be honest, like the whole um what do you call it, the thing with like artifacts and stuff, because I did my dissertation research actually on digital artifacts, so it's kind of interesting that
like an
like all ties in.
archaeologist?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right, right. I can tell the story about how it happened if you want.
Oh
Won't
sure.
be long.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make it short. I drive a bread truck, like literally bread, loaves of bread. I deliver bread to grocery stores,
Okay.
restaurants, and as I'm pushing the bread to go into this Family Dollar, I met one of the set guys, and he walked up to me and he said, "Hey, aren't you Artie Bing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Artie Bing." And
Yep.
he's like, "How I want to get you contacted with somebody. We've been looking at your work." I said, "Okay," and OBX, and I'm like, my mind didn't think of it like that because I was in the heat when it happened. I was like, "It's hot as hell." I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about Outer Banks. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, "Okay." And then I spoke with Missy Ricker, which has grown to be a really close friend of mine now. And he said she wanted some of my works in there, and I thought it was gonna be like one or two maybe. Then it turned out to be
Mm-hmm.
seven, and after that, we just kept growing this bond, kept talking, talking, talking. So they came by the house, picked up the
Uh-huh.
ones that they wanna they got them wrapped, and then they had them in the set for about 2 weeks, and then they had to reshoot again. They had to come back and get those same ones to reshoot a scene, but in total, probably like 2, 3 week about 3 weeks. So,
Uh-huh.
it was just so funny to serendipitous just to meet, like, as I'm doing my regular job that I do 9 to 5,
Yeah.
basically, to
Mm-hmm.
connect with this guy that knew me from my work. Yeah.
Yeah. That's an amazing story. I love that.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, as artists too, people don't know. It's like we have to have our other jobs too to like support us.
Right, right,
uh,
right. Yeah.
yeah.
That's the big misconception of everything about being an artist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, my dream is to still get in a gallery or have a gallery studio where I can like have my studio going and then maybe like the gallery storefront. I think would be amazing.
You can
Um,
do that.
but yeah. And I guess with um what would you say, how do you stay present and seize the moments, especially as your presence and influence in the Charleston art scene grows? What would you say, um like what would you say maybe is your next, like, I don't know, do you have like some fun goals you want to share, or what would you say with the Charleston scene? What, you know, how are you feeling about
Um,
your in that?
okay. The first part, I feel the one thing that I did do that I always try to stay humble,
Mm-hmm.
but also sure, but also now with a sense of surety, being solid. Like, because I remember the work that I put into it to be where I'm at.
Uh-huh.
I'm in my storage studio right now. There's probably about 150, 200, almost 200 different paintings right here, right next to me.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
everything's not a masterpiece because everything's not always done, but the work ethic
Mhm.
I put in to get where I was at or where I'm going or where I feel like I've climbed to, just the beginning for me because I'm just still hungry. But also for
Yeah.
the what you said, the Charleston scene part,
Mm-hmm.
I I'm incredibly grateful. I'm very that's the part that sometimes be imposter syndrome because it's like, what about me that they felt people felt that was so intriguing about me and my work
Mm-hmm.
part. But then I think about it and I remember what I told you earlier. I just have to be sure about it. And
Yeah.
I want to continue to grow. And I also want to go other places, but take Charleston with me. I wear it as a badge of honor to be from here, born and raised here, and I want to be
Hmm.
able to go internationally. I have one thing international, but I want to
Okay.
be like, yeah, it's the tour I'm on with the poinsettias with
Okay.
Jonathan Green. Yeah, but I
And what
want
is that? Do you want to tell the
it's a
audience about that?
it's about, I think it's about 15 to 20 of us on this tour where we
Okay.
all.
What would you say in your art journey is there anything that stands out to you um as far as like in your art journey, does anything stand out to you like a significant time maybe where it was just super amazing or maybe you had a struggle, anything you're comfortable with sharing with the audience as an artist as part of your journey?
um this year's pretty amazing. Uh Last year was really amazing, beautiful, and decorative, if I had to say. Uh, from being, I think everybody knows about it, being in this horrendous car accident last March 18th,
Oh,
last year.
you.
And
Oh,
yeah, so I couldn't, a lot of my body, I couldn't move the way I needed to.
wow.
My arm, my knee, leg, piece of my eye, lid got cut off, but they had to sew it back on. It's
Oh
scarring
my
on my
gosh.
face. Yeah, from, and I always tell this story because I always tell people if I can pick myself up, I couldn't use this arm. All I can do is paint with this arm, and this eye was closed for a month,
Uh-huh.
and just being able to do my first mural in June in the summer while I'm still
Yeah.
rehabilitating. I couldn't stand up. Couldn't stand up. Uh, so I had to sit in a chair like this and paint on walls.
Yeah.
And the summer heat.
Mhm.
Um, then going on to do later on do uh commission piece for Salon Live, which is a wonderful hair salon downtown.
Okay.
Love those people. And I
Mhm.
worked with Inch Projects, which has been very helpful and very open to giving me different jobs. So I did that,
Uh-huh.
the mural, and then the Outer Banks came, and it was
Yeah.
amazing. And that changed stuff. And then I did Pechacucha this year. Uh, Going in this year, oh yeah, and I had my solo show in last October, Full Spectrum at Drummond Studios. Um, Aaron Drummond's been a help to me, and him and Jonathan been like mentors to me in my art and my creativity process, trying to help me think of ways outside of the box that
Yeah.
I always thought about myself. So building that
Mhm.
relationship all this year, last year, going into now, and then like, yeah, I have no complaints. Um,
That
and then Charleston Mag, yeah, I can't forget that. That was beautiful.
yeah.
Then yeah. Oh yeah, one more. Uh I'm coming out with a Peninsula Mag coming out. I'm gonna be on that, featured on that.
Very cool.
So yeah. So I'm very grateful. God has been good to me. I don't know what else to say. This been so beautiful.
No, that's amazing. I love that you're shouting out to God too. That's amazing. That's important because I feel like you're going to continue to be blessed even more by doing that.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
know?
yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that day I said when I was 29, when I first started doing art, and I said, God, I want to have a purpose. And I said, I just want, if I don't have a purpose, I don't think I need to be alive.
Yeah.
And I took it that far because not putting pressure on God, but also letting him know that I'm serious about changing my life at the time, being like the alcoholic that had a drinking problem. So he gave me the gift of creating.
Uh
And
huh.
I take it very serious what I do. And I honor that gift that he gives me to
Uh
be
huh.
able to do this, so I'm very grateful.
Yeah. I love that. I'm also very outspoken about my faith too. So that's awesome. And I feel like um, it shines through in your work, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
There's like
yeah.
a
No, it does. Thank you.
there's like a vibe to it, you know. I feel like.
No, yeah,
And
yeah. No, for sure.
and that's, you know, I didn't know that about your car accident story, so that's a lot of resilience that you have in you to be able to, you know, pull through with that. And also, okay, so audience, if you're listening, we experienced a little technical difficulty, but no big deal. We are handling it.
We are we are killing it.
Yeah. And so I actually wanted to ask you a question about, just curious, what would you say is the most common thing how people describe your art? What do you hear from people? Is there like, would you say there's anything that you hear from others?
Um, a lot of things that I hear people they can connect with it. They understand how the message I'm trying to give it out,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes them think. And they say a lot of times I hear a lot of this. They say a lot of the art that I see is good art. But it's not art that makes you think about life or different things you go through. And they
Mm-hmm.
say I create those things that
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, okay. And
Mm-hmm.
um a lot of things I've heard, it looks like street art, little graffiti kind of like style looks like, and but they have these deep messages and biblical messaging and all these different things that I believe in.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, so I get that. I get that a lot.
That's cool. Okay. And what would you say is bringing you like joy or flow in the studio right now?
That's funny because I actually started to paint more happy things. I've
Okay.
yeah, I really don't have too much I could say.
Uh-huh.
You can sit there and be like, I can make something really bad, but I'm just the journey is the part that I've been living in and
Uh-huh.
continue to live in. So when I actually get to where other goals that I want, I didn't let nothing that I went through pass me up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And would you say basically what, I don't know, what would you say is your most vulnerable part of being an artist? If you're willing to share, what do you feel like the vulnerability of being an artist? And I know we kind of touched on that a little bit, but like um,
Yeah.
you know,
Um,
kind of something that you feel like maybe could be, maybe it's unique to you or it could be a common denominator for all artists, you know.
um, I could say most vulnerable part probably me is people getting to going into spaces after you done revealed yourself so much on canvas,
Mhm.
and you see the people comment, like, interact with your post, and then or like in shows when they get to look at it and they sit there and sit with it, and that's probably the most vulnerable moment that you are as an artist too. Also, is having people receive your work
Yeah.
and try to interpret your work right in front of you.
Mhm.
And you know that face or that little, "Oh, I just saw this before," or "It's not interesting to me," type of thing you always think is gonna happen. Because you wanna be able to touch people and people to actually get what you're saying. That's what everybody wants. Some type
Mhm.
of relatability, like, as creating as yourself, you want people to be like, "I can feel that. I understand that.
Yeah.
I can see that, what you're going through, what you've been through."
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I guess like, would you say there is a strategy behind, say, when you're, how often do you like, do you do a lot of art pop-ups around town or a lot of art shows, or are you in any current galleries at the moment or in any
Oh,
shows? I know you mentioned the one. Just curious if there's any others where people could maybe go see your art. Just curious. And do you have a website?
um,
I don't think I ask that? Or are you
Yes, I
strictly?
um yeah, I have pieces in the Lookup Gallery downtown, right across from the Gibbs. Um,
Okay.
I've I have a couple pieces in there. Hagen Fine
Hmm.
Art, I have pieces in there, and what I'm doing now, what do I have now? I do. I used to do a lot of pop ups, but now like a lot of my free time due to me working
Hmm.
still and creating at the same time and still being able to go to events and network. 'Cause that's a very important part of being an artist, networking.
Yeah.
Uh, so I make time to network and I make time to actually go out. A lot of people don't think I go out a lot no more, but I go out kind of like by myself, get that energy from being out. Sometimes I'll go out
Yeah.
and don't say nothing to nobody and just sit down at the bar or something by myself, grab a drink, and I just sit there and just
Yeah.
consume it. And then I'm already fueled up for the next couple of days or weeks. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, I don't have anything out besides those places right now. And pop-ups,
That's cool.
I limit myself to certain things. That's one thing artists have to learn too. Just because you're asked doesn't mean you have to do it.
Yeah.
If it if it doesn't coincide with what you're trying to build,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
after a certain point where you start understanding that your time is more valuable, your time is more valuable than you creating than you being at this event where you know you might think it's fun, but you might have the
Yeah.
same amount of fun creating.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I hear that. But that's amazing. So you're currently in a like a show. It sounds like it kind of travels around, right? That one you mentioned,
Oh yeah,
or international. The
yes, the points editor.
that one, and then you're in
Yeah.
two galleries, right here in Charleston.
Mm, mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That's a lot. Like, yeah, I think that's like big deal. That's huge in my opinion. So
No, no, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, it
Mhm.
is. I no, I love it. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, that's big. And you know, just curious, have you okay, now I'm trying to think of the name. Oh goodness, it's gonna come to me. Hang on. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of it. There's this movie that surrounds around art, and I wanted to just ask if you've seen it. Let me see if I can remember the name.
There's a
Um,
cartoon called Intergalactic.
okay. I don't know
It's
that
cool.
one.
You should watch
Okay.
it. You'll love it.
Great Expectations. That's it. Have you watched that?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay. I highly recommend watching it. It's different as an artist because it's kind of like one of those things where it's like if that was to happen that would be like amazing. So but it's about this kid who kind of helps out this like gangster guy that was in trouble, and then later on in life he gets basically this gift of this studio in New York, like really prime, and has this huge show. And he thinks it's from this girl that he grew up with, like her grandmother, who was super wealthy. And they had no connection with it the whole time. And he had no idea it was this guy funding it that he helped out.
Mm.
So
Okay.
it's called Great Expectations. Is I mean, as an artist, it's a really interesting movie to watch, I feel like. Um, but it's entertaining. So I just thought I'd mention it.
No, no, for sure. Send it to me. I'd love to see
Yeah,
it.
well, okay. Um, and something I know we talked about the studio space here that's available, getting artists together, creatives. I think it's almost like we have you noticed kind of the more thing that we call ourselves now are creatives over artists.
Right.
Have you noticed that?
Right, right. I've seen that. I've heard that.
Uh-huh. And so as creatives here in Charleston, but yeah, I'm sure we have some local networks and things, but I don't know. I would like just love to, I don't know, like get social things going, network as artists, to do more things together as artists and support each other, and I know there are things that happen, but you know, especially I think in our genre of art, abstract expressionism, contemporary abstract art, I feel like we have a hub we need to support. And it's interesting because as realism or landscapes, which are beautiful, and I have so much respect for all artists that do all different kinds of work in different genres of art. It's funny because I actually in my home decorate with more of the traditional art,
Right, right, right.
along with, abstract contemporary. So I have like a kind of a mix in my place, which I like. I think that makes it fun. I don't know. I like
Yeah.
mixing
No,
things.
that's cool. That's dope.
Yeah. And but yeah, if you were to give any advice or wisdom to anybody listening out there who may be, I don't know, it could be any step in their life as a creative and artist. Maybe they haven't started, or maybe they've been doing it for a while. Can you think of anything you'd want to share with everybody listening?
Um, don't take everything offensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Be open to critiques. Um, always feel like you don't know enough.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Network. Network, because if you want to sell your work and you want people to connect with your work, they have to connect with you too.
Yeah.
Or you're just ultra super talented and they just care about your artwork and don't care about you, one or the other. I mean, it's as either or,
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I would suggest connect with people because they you
Mm-hmm.
know they go a long way, like getting to know people. You don't have to be buddy with everyone, but connect with someone.
Mm-hmm.
They connect. They're open to learning about you. Also, be inquisitive or
Yeah.
interested in about them a little bit. I would
Mm-hmm.
say that do all the shows that get you seen that make sense for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
gotta pay, pay. If
Yeah.
if you gotta be somewhere and it sets up, they give you a table or a booth and it makes sense for the audience and be prepared. It took me a while to do prints. I was against it. And I finally got the print
Okay.
system going.
Okay.
And it's been really I started like maybe like 3 months ago. And if I started the prints shows and stuff, I can imagine how much, I'll sell prints now for 11 by 14s, 150 a pop, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
also don't cut yourself off to that Prince Avenue. I would say that. And I've been told that for so long and I just was so hard headed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, no. And what else I would tell somebody? I would tell somebody create the best you can. Don't create the best and try to be somebody else. Be
Yeah.
you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Being you. Being you. You go a long way don't even understanding like how many people would love to be you and are interested in you and how interesting you are, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That'd be one
You
thing
know
I would
that.
say.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Actually, that's important because
Hmm.
yeah, be yourself as an artist. Do what you do. Because I
Yeah.
have found that you try to go off of your, I don't know, you just get frustrated.
Nah, yeah. And yeah, stick to your process and don't be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make something, whip something up and think somebody's gonna like it just because you made it. No. You gotta sit with it sometime.
Yep.
Sometimes some pieces you can make because you done did it 5,000 times before. You can make it in 5 minutes. Some pieces that you got to sit there and let it sit for a while till you finish your complete idea and thought to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody don't get that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I've had some pieces take months. So, and I know I hear some artists where I've heard they do a painting for 5 years. And I have to think when a painting they say they're doing something for 5 years. I'm thinking they were doing what you were just saying. They're looking at it a lot, staring at it a lot, trying to figure it out what they want it to be. You know, I don't think it would be a daily layering on of the paint in 5 years. That would be insane.
That's wild. That'd be a thick
how
painting.
how heavy would that be?
That'd be extremely heavy. A thick painting that the paint would be, it almost be 3D coming out off the canvas.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I struggled. It's interesting you're talking about the prints because I kind of struggled with where I said that if I sell an original, I would stop the printing for purposes of that person buying the originals, and it's going to be more rare. Even though the original is the original, you know, that holds a different value as opposed to prints, you know, prints on canvas, prints on paper of, you know, a copy of an original, you know.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm kind of still deciding if I want to go that route or not. But I think that's what I'm going to stick to. But, you know, I think that one thing I have found is that I don't know, like I basically how it works if people want to order stuff, you know, on the web, like your website, probably like your prints, or do you do those more in person so the audience knows if they wanted to get a print of your work, would they need to show up in person to like a show of yours, or would they be able to get that from your website or
And yeah,
Instagram?
so I have the process set up now on artofbing.com, this
Uh-huh.
website,
Okay.
that I have limited prints. So
Okay.
there's where you could go on there. There's a print section. So you can go get prints. There's the
Mm-hmm.
painting section and there's the sculpture section.
Okay.
So yeah, so they go people, a lot of my prints right now, um, I've sent out prints all over Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
um, s- Florida, Texas, multiple. I'm trying to think. It's so many places. Kansas. But I mean, like the thing is about it, which you don't want to stop as an artist. That's the business part of it. So the business part about it is saying, do I want to make prints of this painting that I love, but this other person got one of, but also there's somebody that was willing to pay maybe 150, maybe 100, whatever for the print,
Uh-huh.
and wants it, but can't afford the original because the original's gone. And they still like a collector of art and they like looking at it. We would to stop somebody from buying it, the opportunity just because it,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
because I mean,
I know what you're saying.
the original always going to hold different value anyway if they get it appraised,
That's true.
like you
Yeah.
said.
Good point.
So
Mm-hmm.
so I started looking at it like that, and I started saying, if that after the original's gone, it's gone,
Yeah.
but you still
Mm-hmm.
got the image.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so I could continue that extra cash flow for me being able to transfer from worker to full time artist. I had to learn that.
Yeah. And technically, actually, if the print gets out there more, what somebody buys an original, it could even create more interest in it and could even make the price go up more on the original, you know?
Hmm. Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Don't shut it down. I mean, think about it. I probably sold maybe 35 prints in
Mm-hmm.
total since I've been starting the print system, maybe like 4 months ago, 3 months ago, and 150 a piece. I mean, what effort did you have to do? Because you already got to create, buy all your paint, buy all your supplies, put your time and
Yeah.
energy in. That's extra income to help fuel the business,
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't even think about. That's
Yeah.
just out there. And all you gotta do is put it in the mailbox or they get it and get it mailed to themselves.
Yeah. True. Very
Hmm.
true. Um, yeah. My process, and I was going to ask you with originals, I just handle that myself, my website. You know what I mean? Like if somebody wanted to buy an original, I would handle the shipping of that, obviously. And
Right, right. That's what I do.
yeah, or give it to them. My exciting thing is to take the original, help them hang it in their home, and then you can see possibly they may need more art or they want to gift art, and that's a good way to see a space, and then you're being an art curator or an art consultant for that person who buys your original piece too.
Right. No, right.
Hmm.
That's how mine's been selling, word of mouth, and
Yeah.
I heard from collectors, they're like, "You don't have a piece of art of Bing's work, really?" And I was like, "Wow." I said, "It's like that." It was funny to me. It's funny because it's me, and I'm right here and listening,
Yeah.
and it's like almost like collecting cards now, or it's seeing the value in a person go up, so they're like, "I want to be part of that, and I support this
Hmm.
movement and love it." So yeah.
Yeah. That's such a great feeling.
Right, yeah, that was
Yeah.
beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. What would you say from your collection is your favorite piece?
Ooh,
Even if you've
that
sold it or not sold it, do you have a favorite?
I think it was I love them all like my children. They all come out different ways, and I love
Yeah.
all the shapes and sizes they are. I think my favorite one is I sold to my friends that it's a 48 by 60 piece. It's sold it after my show at Drummond Studios. It was the main focal piece. It's called Reset the Table.
Okay.
And it was a figurative face of my reflection of me, and how my face changed, and my ideas, and um what I became, and what made me to be what I am. Um
Hmm.
and you can check it out. You can check it out. It's on the website. It's on Instagram too. It's called Reset the Table. But
Okay.
it was such a meaningful, powerful piece that I've seen it in so many reels, so many videos, so many pictures. People just took pictures by it. They loved it. And, you know, sometimes they say you get a masterpiece here and there. I think that was my masterpiece.
Okay.
And that was probably my favorite because owning what my life had became as an artist, even being able to call myself an artist, being self-proclaimed now,
Hmm.
versus hearing other people's give me that, you know?
Hmm. Hmm. Um, and what would you say when you go and you're gonna start a new painting? Like you're like, okay, I'm in front of the canvas. Is there anything you think the audience would find interesting that you want to share? Like maybe your thought process, game plan, something fun that maybe, because I feel like what happens is people who aren't artists, they're fascinated a lot by us who are artists or creatives. And so anything you
Right.
say is probably going to be interesting. But just curious if you think, like for me, it's about, I don't know, just to give you an example, I have to put on my painting clothes and my music.
That's
But
true. Okay.
whatever
I'm with
you
that.
would find, um, like what's your kind of, you know, kind of like when
My
somebody
mojo.
gets, yeah.
Okay. I put on my Adidas shorts with the paint all over 'em, my Crocs,
Okay.
and
Uh-huh.
I turn on my music. Sometimes I go silent. Now, when I first started with all this energy and this pent up aggression, anger, frustration, uh, I used to just play all music loud, ferociously. But now I've learned how to create a sense of peace,
Hmm.
a sense of silence. I've learned how to tap into my zone when I want to versus trying to create it, the energy of having it.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I think I've had to, the duality of, okay, this is bad before when you started, but it's not that bad now. So you're gonna keep being angry and upset and create out of upset, or
Hmm.
you got different flower. You're not smelling the flowers that you're giving that God's blessing you with. and you're gonna keep living in the past. So I would turn my music on, joyful R&B music. I'm in my vibe. I used to drink painting a lot. Now I don't really do that. I just play my music,
Mm-hmm.
go with it, eat my little snacks here and there, sit on my
Yeah.
chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I eat a whole dinner plate, sitting there painting, looking at it, figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and challenge myself. I always challenge myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's my thing, and I'll do that probably when we get off here in probably about 3 hours, and then oh,
Yeah.
it's cutting time, cutting time.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Awesome. Okay. Well, Demetrius, are there any other stories or anything you feel like you want to share with everybody listening today?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think what I would tell everybody from my stories, 'cause I get that a lot. I get this question a lot. They say, how'd you get all this happen so fast?
Yeah.
How this happened so quick? How does it take in this? Like I've had people tell me, I said I've been painting for 5 years, and I told this guy, and he said, what you done in 5 years, I wish I could have did and I've been doing it for trying for 50.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it shook me, you know what I'm saying? Like thinking about it. But
Mm-hmm.
I would tell people right now if I was to talk to somebody and tell my story, go back to yourself, find the reason why you do it.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to the stories of myself. I go look at my articles
Mm-hmm.
and read how vulnerable I was. And I go back and tell myself like, okay, you did a good job. I talk to the little kid me a lot. It's a good job. You're
Uh-huh.
you proud of me, man. I'm trying to make you proud, you know.
Yeah.
That's one of my things that I do. But like far as story wise, uh let me think. I got some stories. Let me think. I remember I met this wonderful I remember this whole year I've been meeting wonderful couples and stuff, and they've read up on me or done like it came to a presentation or a Pechacucha conversation. And my Pechacucha presentation, I was saying what I had to say on my presentation. It was 20 slides.
Okay.
Heartbreaking, heart wrenching because it was so tough to talk about yourself in 6 minutes and 40 seconds
Mm-hmm.
and fully get everything out.
Yeah.
And I had this couple, and the man name was Dave, and he heard my Pechacucha conversation. He was sitting in the crowd. You can't see in there. It's like 300 or 400 people in there. And
Uh-huh.
he heard my presentation. He read up on it afterwards, looked at my Instagram, and he told his wife that she was in Jersey. He's like, we gotta get some work for this guy. And, some, so they came to my storage unit where we was at and where all my artwork is, and they came and purchased 5 pieces on the spot. And the reason why I wanted to tell that story is because if I wasn't open and vulnerable and they didn't see my heart and my
Mm-hmm.
artwork and like who I am, they probably would have never done like, oh, he just another guy that does art, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just like maybe like use that as an inspiring thing, an inspiration thing to be like, stay open,
Mm-hmm.
um, stay stay listening. Don't be fast to speak because and then 2 weeks later I'm at their home delivering the bigger piece and they got
Yeah.
it all around their homes and just looking at yourself. Like I've seen people hang my artwork on their walls. I've been in the houses and stuff, but just to see how the impact of my life has been to somebody else that didn't
Mm-hmm.
experience the things that I've done, that very eye opening.
Mm-hmm.
Very eye opening. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
I'm trying to think of
I,
any stories. I'm trying to think of any more. Uh, maybe
How
maybe I'll
about,
put it right in the book. Well, go ahead.
yeah, how about more touching on how faith has played a role in your life and your art? Would you want to speak on that?
Yeah, no, that's fine. You have if you believe in something, and I believe in God, Jesus Christ in my life, and he is the God of giving and taking away. But he's in my battles dealing with him, understanding that I was trying to figure out why my life isn't a certain way, why I haven't done this, and what is it going to be, and the trials and tribulations of believing, getting upset with me believing, and like looking at it like, why do I have to believe so hard and nothing? Seems like my belief in hard works that God said I should be doing isn't working, but He's always watching. He's watching when you thinking He's not. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, I have to believe in myself. I remember one time I was talking to somebody about it, and they was talking about how they said you can't be too arrogant or anything. I said I'm not arrogant. I believe in myself, and this is my God given belief that He gave on my heart that says that this is what He made me to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just spreading the good word, you know. And
Yeah.
God made me believe that anything is possible for me to be sitting here painting paintings and selling them and being seen. Because 10 years ago, 10 years ago, I wouldn't even think that was something I would be doing. So
Oh, amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
but the belief I have belief, I believe every dream that that I want will come true. To this part right here, I sat down with one of my friends, Kristen Ferguson, and she's a life coach. And I was telling her about my belief and what I believe in God and how much He's taken me and carried me and exalted me in certain situations in my life
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have been out of. And she said, "Well, write down what are your goals." And I wrote down my goals. And I wrote down as an artist, I want to be able to call myself an artist and feel comfortable saying that to myself
Yeah.
first before I say it to others. So that was one of my goals. And then financially, because nothing wrong financially having goals as an artist or as a person, period. My financial goal was to sell an art piece. It was five goals, four or five. Sell an art piece at 500. This is when I first started. Sell an art piece for 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Sell an art piece for 5,000. Sell an art piece for 10. And then the last thing was be a millionaire. And I never wrote these things down before because I was like, right, the power of the pen, the power of the tongue. I have a piece called that power of the tongue, by the way. But
Mm-hmm.
it's, it's powerful. It's a face with a snake tongue coming out with a Bible verse
Okay.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. But when she wrote that down, I wrote that down, wrote these things down. She said, "Okay, put it away, but go look at it and check on it periodically." And through the years, I scratched
Yeah.
everything off the list. Not a millionaire, but I scratched those things off the list because I had faith that God said, "Okay, be broad with what you want. Be be broad with what
Yeah.
you think I can believe you to be to take you to be." And I believe that because every step that I said, God, I'm gonna lead this in your hand. You show me what I need to do. He just let me show you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you. And every thing that I've been through, a lot of things I shouldn't have been here. And for him to have me where I'm at, is a total blessing and a testament to praying mother, praying mother, family. But yeah, praying grandmother and everything.
Amen to that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
um, awesome. Well, your testimony is inspiring, and you're making me remember that I need to. I do a thing with my friend every year. We write down goals or things we want to do and accomplish, and I do that a lot, but I forget to go back and look at it actually. So, but yeah, it's I think that a lot of artists and creatives will share that moment where we think like, wow, we're here. Like, I still need to remind myself, like, oh, I have a website. Like, my art was in a, an art show in Venice, Italy. That's like amazing. My
That's
art
amazing.
is, yeah, my art's stuck in Italy right now, like 5 pieces. I need to figure out how to get it back.
But
Yeah.
wow.
Uh-huh. But yeah, there's those moments where you're like, you do have to remind yourself, like, where I am now, I was dreaming about like 5 or 10 years ago,
Right.
which is amazing.
Right.
Uh,
Your journey, my journey, all our journeys is different.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And people don't see that sometimes, and it gets cloudy because our industry is about what you're doing, what I'm doing compared to what this artist's doing. It's just
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah.
But all our journeys is different.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I want shoes. I want my own pair of sneakers.
That's cool. Like
I
with your
do. I
art on
want,
the sneakers. I love that.
yep. I want my art. I want a collection of maybe 3 to 5 sneakers with even like with Carhartt. I want Carhartt overalls with my paintings on them. I would like that as a collab. So, but
Mm-hmm.
Asics, Saucony, Nike, Crocs,
Yeah.
shoot, New
I
Balance,
think
anybody.
I think it's gonna happen. It'll happen. It'll
Feel it.
happen for
That's one of my That's one of my goals.
you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it'll happen for you. You spoke it. It'll happen.
Believe it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I've I've thought about myself as having my paintings as labels for wine bottles and like champagne, like Dom Perignon or something.
Oh shit, that's cool. You got to
Yeah.
reach out to him? You reach out
Yeah.
to him?
Not yet.
I
But
didn't reach out to them. I didn't reach out to all of them. Multiple times. I know they're like sick of me. Like, oh, okay, give this guy a break. Golly. They didn't say we're
um,
not doing collabs right now. But yeah,
mhm.
reach them.
Yeah, you just gotta try. You gotta give it a chance, right? But yeah.
Right.
And yeah, so everybody kind of listening to the Dr. Random podcast today, and if you're in the art community, I'm sure you'll see, art of being out there, and
Yeah.
hopefully, wherever your goals are to go next. And yeah, and I just want to thank everyone for listening today to the Dr. Random podcast and support Demetrius Bing. And I'm going to let him share right now with you guys what platforms he has and how you guys can get in touch with him if you are interested in purchasing his art or collaborating with him, whatever you want to do. So if you want to share with everybody listening.
Yeah, yeah. No, my Instagram at Art of Bing and Bing Bing. I get that a lot. People ask me that. Um, my Facebook, just regular, my real name, my first name, Demetrius Bing. Um, TikTok, Art of Bing, and I'm trying to think what else I have. My website is artofbing.com. Um, and you can reach me in any of those platforms. Um, it goes directly to me. I don't have no in between. You can contact me anytime, and I will get to your message as soon as possible because it's just me. So, um, and I want to give also a special shout out, if I can, to my cousin Aubrey Dunbar. He's my business partner. He's been here from the beginning since
Okay.
I did the Artisan Fair in 2024. He came down and started recording me and doing videos, and now he does my marketing for my
Nice.
website. And I want to give him a special shout out because I always want to make sure that he knows how valuable he has been to me as a cousin, friend, business partner. He was there when it wasn't making no money like that, and he was there, helped me with the first uh, show, Full Circle, and we've been working together, and it's been great. And he's older than me, but We still get along. I get on his nerves because of the way I just do things. Yeah. But I tell him, I said, it works this way. If you do it this way, it'll change. My thinking, his thinking. But no, special thanks to Aubrey. Uh, I appreciate you for everything, man. We're gonna take it to the next level soon.
That's amazing. And just also, yeah, giving those shout outs is amazing. And yeah, awesome. And I know you're
Oh
going to
yeah,
be very
can I
successful. Oh, yeah.
can I do one more? Then
Uh
I just
huh.
want to shout out my mom. Love you, mom. Thank you for everything. Thank
Oh,
you for telling me my art sucks sometimes because I needed that critique. She tell me straight up. She's like, "Yo, that I don't know what that is." But then like my mom has been there supporting me through it. Saw when I started and just kept coming to shows after shows. And now she's not hasn't been able to come as much, but I know she's there in spirit and she's supporting me. And love you, mom. Thank you for everything. Everybody sees her on Instagram anyway. She's a little short lady. Normally we got the same matching shoes on and stuff, but thank you, mom.
yes, moms are special. That's
Yeah,
sweet.
so
And yeah. And I know you're going to be very successful in all your endeavors. Anything, you put your mind to, obviously, you're already on that path and it's going to keep going. So, yeah. And
thank
I'm
you. Thank you
so
for
glad
that.
that,
Appreciate that.
yeah. And I was so happy to have you here on the Dr. Random podcast today. Thank you for coming on. And yeah, and we'll see each other out in the art community and out in Charleston. So, yeah. And then I just want to thank everybody for listening today to the Dr. Random podcast and, support us local artists here to Charleston, nationwide, international artists, we need some loving and support.
We need it.
So,
We need it.
yes. And thank you to all those who already do love and support our work.
Right, right.
um,
Thank you.
yes. And all right. So, as always, here on the Dr. Random podcast, we're going to say ciao.
Ciao.